Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is Wednesday, and our co-host is Scook. So while we wait on Scook to come in, I have put the link in the description for anyone that wants to join the conversation or just would like to be on the panel. The discussion for today is the American role in the African American role male role in the household. So, because we do have a lot of single African American women, um, what is the male role? Because with statistics, um, most of our kids don't have that family in their home, that father um in the home. So we're going to get into that. Um, I'm waiting on Scoop to join the live. For some reason, he has a hard time doing it, and he just have to hit the link. It's under YouTube, so just give him a minute. Um, it is so wonderful to have you here today. It is wonderful to have you here today. And you could be anywhere. So I thank you for joining me, the Real Lovely C. And it is always a pleasure to be here. You always brighten up my day. So I do look forward to our meeting in our room at our time. Yes, I'm going through some things right now, but hopefully those things shall bypass. There's some things on YouTube that I need to find out and get a good understanding because I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm going through something with a copyright. It's not a strike, but it's a copyright claim, and I'm not really understanding how I got that. And it's been for my last one, two, three, four videos, so I don't understand how I got that. So I don't know if you see under my description, and the description is long. It's because of the fair use, and I put that down and I'm testing it to see what it is. So I need to contact YouTube and find out what's going on, because what I do is try to bring you the daily everything that's going on, to keep you updated what's going on, and I hashtag where I get the information from. But give me 1 minute. I'm gonna put this on mute. I want to see exactly what's holding Spook up. So I'm sorry to do that, but for some reason he has a hard time getting in. I don't know why. Let me give him a call right quick. I don't know if it's because I'm streaming from multiple platforms and he don't know which one to pick from. I don't know the reason, but this is a live show, and I maybe I could have recorded it, but I wanted it to bring it on. I look at you all as my YouTube family, and no, I don't have to discuss what's going on, but it could help some other YouTuber out. I haven't done anything wrong. It could be my video, my intro. It seems like since the studio that I'm using, um the intro song comes on first, and I don't have to put, normally I tell y'all what we're going to talk to and then I punch it. Now it's not that way. So let me put that on mute. That's Scoop now. Y'all, sorry for that. So I sent him the link, and so he can join. I don't really know what's going on his end, but hopefully that this live does go well, and everything will work out fine. But while we're waiting on Scoop to join, I didn't really want to join without him, because actually we kind of did this live in a different way, but having a male to discuss it, it's always better, and that's why it was Wednesday, and he is the co-host. So it's frustrating for me because I wanted him to come in before we even got started, where he would have already been in the studio, and just would have had to wait for this to come about. But anyway, it is what it is, and I'm gonna try to bring you a good show. If this don't work, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I probably would just delete the video, because I discussed this a couple of weeks ago, when he wasn't able to log in, and I had to pull up something online, and we discussed it then. That's not the fact this time. I want to have this conversation with him. Um, I might need you to like fill in for him, since if he can't since he can yeah, like use your phone to get in to talk about the men. Well, he's having a hard time. Um I mean, I'm not understanding what's the problem, what's going on, because if I'm pulling it up on your phone, and I'm trying to see where is he having a problem at, because it shows I'm here. Okay, it shows I'm talking, and all he has to do is hit the button. Okay, it's right here. So I don't know what he's going through, but it's there. So y'all, let me put them on hold again. Y'all, I am so sorry. So I don't know what's so hard about basically all you. I've explained this to him, and Scook's a good person, but he's been on and we've done this before, so I don't know what the problem is. And I don't want to cancel this video. I'm going to go ahead on with the show. If it happens, it happens. If not, then it's nothing that I can do about it. So y'all, let me talk about this. Okay, so in a woman's way of talking, the man role, the African men role in the household. The African men role in the household. Okay, we as African women, American women, and most of us are young when we have our children, and some of us, okay, you may be a teenager when you get pregnant. So therefore, your parents are helping you raise your child. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, this was not my show, you understand, to talk about this, that we were supposed to collaborate together. But I can't keep y'all on hold and this show don't go right. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, um, okay, like I said, in the African American household, okay, either some of us may have our mother and our father in the house, okay, and then the female gets pregnant. Okay, so it's good that she has both of her parents. Now, is her parents happy that she's pregnant at a young age? No, I don't think so. Because half of the time, I'm sure that the pregnancy was hid, and it's some people are against aborting. Okay, so they want that child. Okay, so then now we're going to the father. We are okay, they've been dating, so we know who the father is. But you're too young to go out on your own to get help. You're too young to go out there on your own to get help. So either you end up stop going to school, okay, or um you stop going to school. You may even start a job. You may get public assistance, whatever it is that you need to do to take care of your child. But the thing with, because you're a minor, now if you're a minor, it's and you have your parents in the household, it's I don't really think you're going to get public assistance due to the fact they're going to look at your parents' income. So the parents are responsible for taking care of that child because really you're still a child. You know what I'm saying? This is Skook again, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. So anyhow, his reception is not doing well. Okay, so that go that show. So I'm gonna finish talking about it, because this was his show. Um, it's just a hot mess. I really just want to just forget the video. Um, but okay, so you go through technical difficulties, and it's not fair to me. It's just not fair to me. Um, it's just not fair. Um, I'm sorry that he's going through what he's going through on his end, but I've sent him that I text him the I texted to him the app information to join it. I mean, basically, you subscribe to me. He see the picture. All you have to do is hit the live chat and join the chat and hit whichever one that you're logged on to. Anyway, I'm going to continue on because I can't keep having the interruption, and it doesn't make a good video. So like I was saying, y'all, what happens with this is the person end up your parents end up taking care of the child, your baby. Okay, so if you're 14, 15, or 16 and you end up getting pregnant, you're not going to get any public assistance. Now, if you're coming from a single household when you get pregnant, okay, say you're 16 and there is no father in the house. So they're going to go by your mother's income. Okay, now maybe somewhere down the aisle, now this, and the reason why it's saying the African American household is because it's mainly the statistics is high for African American homes. You understand that we don't have both parents in the home. So either way we get to this subject, that child has to be taken care of. That child has to be taken care of. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. The child has to be taken care of. And maybe you can't get assistance, but what you probably can get for that child is WIC, so that baby can eat. You understand what I'm saying? So that baby can eat. Okay. If okay, so and now if you apply for public assistance in some type of way, what happens is the you have to list the father. Now it doesn't matter if you're African American, Caucasian, Indian, it doesn't matter. If you apply for public assistance, you have to list the father's name. Now this goes on in all families, but in the statistically, it's the African American family and the Hispanics are the high statistics of teenage pregnancy. Okay, but the only difference is, to me, the Hispanic families, they pull together and they help raise that child. And most of the time, they're not a broken home. Do I make sense to you? They're not really a broken home. It's the African American home that's broken. Okay, so now what do we do? Okay, there's a baby here. That baby gotta eat. You gotta you if you're going to get public assistance, you have to if you have to get public assistance, you have to sign up for it, and you have to list the father's name. Now, this on the father side, maybe he has his mother and his father there at home, and maybe he don't, and maybe he's just there with his mother. Okay, so he don't have an income. He's a child. He's still a child. You're not grown yet. So the parents have to come together to raise that child. Do I make it make sense? Because I'm sure that um there's somebody that's been there, and I didn't want to really label this as the African American household. This was Scook show, and this is what he wanted to talk about, but he's having a hard time logging in. Okay, so this is my show. This is my show. So I have to keep the show going. I apologize for I had to mute it. I had to mute it. But the show has to go on. Now I could have said this show did not go right and just erased it. No, I'm not going to do that. Because this is where it comes down to, you got to have a backup. And see, that's what happened before when he wanted to talk about this subject. You understand what I'm saying? Then I went on the internet and we all went over the male role in the household. Okay? So we're not going to even talk about the male role in the household. We're talking about the African American. It doesn't even have to be African American, but right now it is the African American teenagers, their role of taking care of the child. Okay, so you're at home with, if you're a female, regardless if that young guy helps out or not, that baby got to eat. That baby got to eat. So the mother, who may not have but a job, now has another burden on her hand. Yes, it's a lovey-dovey, it's a enjoyable moment, but the family has to come together to help take care of that child. Do it make sense to you? So you go, okay, and do you try to get assistance for this child? Well, sometimes the father of this child is still a teenager, and he might say, that ain't my baby. So now we got to go from this ain't my baby. Now we got to get blood work and DNA, which can take a while. Okay. Then it's time for child support. Now, say for instance, how a child gonna raise a child? You gotta stop what you doing. Either he gonna stop doing what he doing and go to work. But it's more than buying Pampers. It's more than that. It's more than buying Pampers. So this young man now has a burden on him. Now, if his mother was raising him without his father, and sometimes the male role, okay, here we go with that male role. Okay, so sometimes that male role, which may be our uncle, cousin, or whatever, they help in and pitch in. See, protection should have been the first thing that was talked about, whether you're his mother or not. But people don't always, it's a subject that is hard for a mother to talk to her son about. Okay, we can talk this all day and long, but are they going to do it? Okay, that's on the male side. Now, on the female side, we talk to our daughter. Okay, now we know that you active. We got to put you on some type of birth control. Okay, and then you have some girls and say that I'm taking it, and then they don't take it. You understand what I'm saying? And then sometimes the birth control may not even work. It may not even work. You understand what I'm saying? You you can take the birth control and it may not work, and you will come up pregnant. So what do? You're in school. So the choice is, are you going to finish school? Are you going to go to school with this belly? Are you going to continue the season? Who's going to watch this child? Because there's child care. Now, if you got a mother that's or you have a family member that don't mind watching that child in the day so you can go to school, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So that the saying is, it takes a village to raise a child. And it is the truth. It takes a village to raise a child. I don't care whether you're African American, Hispanic, Caucasian, Indian, European, whatever your nationality is, it doesn't matter, because there are teenage pregnancies that goes on. Okay, so now, okay, what's going on with this? So now we got to take care of this child. We have to take care of this child and bring this child up. So the first child that's brought in, okay, yes, the family help, but you do this a second time after you've gone through this, oh, it's a problem. Yes, we're gonna love the other child, but you're gonna get out there. I don't care if you gotta take newspapers and help take care of this child, because 9 times out of 10, that mother is going to take care of that child. Hopefully, the father, and if he's living at home with his mother or his parents, then they will pitch in. Okay, so the child goes over there for the weekend, and hopefully it works. So, what I'm saying, the way it should work is the families come together. Let the families come together. And if the family come together, raising this child, maybe things can work. But you need a male role for an example, because our males look at the males in the family. And maybe when that teenager got pregnant, they both come from a broken family. They both come from a broken family. Is this child is living with their mother? The male is just living with his mother and don't have his father there, and probably don't even have any dealings with his father, like talking about it. Okay, and vice versa. The girl that's pregnant, regardless, that child got to be taken care of. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, like I'm saying, is you, you have to pull together. Okay, so what is actually the role that a man should play in in the household. The role the man should play is teaching his child, loving his child by loving the parent. And when that child see the love that it has for the mother, and sometimes you have to put fear into your child. You ain't bringing no baby in here. You're gonna finish school. I'm telling you that now. You're not bringing no baby in here. So, like I said, you have to. You gotta come together, people. You gotta come together. So, with that, I'm saying is take time with your child. Show that child the ropes, whether the male is in the household or not, whether the person is in the household or not. So anyway, um making making this a a successful um a successful parenting skill, you have to come together. So, okay, so you can finish school. Maybe you have an aunt that can watch the child while you go to school. Okay. But then you gotta come home. Yes, you got homework you gotta do, but you still have that baby. And your job is to raise that baby the best way that you can. So, okay, maybe you at the age that you can get some type of public assistance. And I think you got to be at least 16 or 17, okay, when they don't count the parent's income. Sometimes it does depend on the state that you're in, but you know, it's a scary moment for a child to have a child. It's a scary moment. And we need that male to be in their life to help raise this child. If that means every other weekend, every other day, whatever it is, that's what we need to do. Okay. Um, I don't mind sharing with you all. I was a teenager who had my first child. I had my first child at the age of 17. And God knows it was not easy. It was not easy. It was not easy at all. But thank God, oh, finally, we got Scoop in the house and I don't have to carry this on. Let me bring Scoop in. Scoop finally made it in here. Okay. Hold on a minute, Scoop. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, he's in the house. Let me see and turn his volume up. Okay. Scoop, can you hear me? Okay, so he's in the house. I can't hear him right now. Okay, so like I'm saying is, um, You have to.
Hey, Miss Lovely, I can hear you, but I don't see your picture.
Okay, that's okay. I can hear you and I can hear you, so that's fine. So
Okay,
you can just talk. I can see you good and I can hear you good now. So let
okay.
me finish saying what I was saying. So I'm glad Scoop was able to finally get in the show. So I've been trying to carry it out. So like I said, Scoop, I've been talking more on teenage pregnancy and the male role in the house. For the African American because you wasn't here and I had to like pull a rabbit out of hat because I didn't know what to talk about. So let me finish saying what I was saying. So like like I'm saying is I was a teenage pregnancy at the age of 17 and I had got a part-time job working at Burger King. One day I was feeding I was home and I was feeding the baby and I think my baby was like 6 months old at that time and I was at home with my mother and my stepfather. Now my daughter's father was a very good father. Actually, he worked at Burger King himself. But an opportunity came, the phone rang and it was to a career institution, um medical institution where I could just take the test, a training school as a trade, and I became a CNA. Okay, but I was doing so well at Burger King, they did not want me to leave that job. But it was my choice to leave so I can further my education. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I started out making $4.55 an hour. Now my training lasted me 6 months. Okay. And it became a career for me because I started out as a CNA, and from a CNA I still stayed in the medical field. I then also became a a purchasing manager for medical supplies. From that, I did nursing scheduling, and from that, I went to a nursing agency where I did payroll, accounts of payable and receivable, and had the opportunity to move to another state and be the manager of that building, which I end up turning down because at that time my husband's family didn't want us to move to Tallahassee, Florida, because of all the hurricanes and things like that that was going on. So what I say this to say that I had a 17-year career in nursing. Okay, 17 years of it. Okay, so it start that one phone call where I was working at Burger King to take care of my first child that I had at the age of 17. And I did have a male figure in the house, which was my mother husband. He was my stepfather, and of course they helped me with my child, and my mother babysitted for me. Okay. But here's the thing. I chose to leave Burger King so I could go to school to get this trade, which took 6 months, meaning I did not have an income. Okay. So for a little while, yes, I end up on public assistance for maybe 6 months of my life, maybe 6, 8 months of my life. So I can for transportation they gave me, and things like that. Because once you're 18, you're able to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So once I turned 18, like, okay, I was 18 when I started. I was 18 when I started the trade that I was in. So that trade took me a long way, and it was hard work. It was so hard. And I dealt with geriatric nursing. So it took me a long time to get where I in, because I ended up also being the medical records coordinator, which was the end of my nursing career. But I say this to tell you that there is hope for you if you become a teenage pregnant. If you become a teenager and you become pregnant, thank God my child's father was a good provider for my child, and we went along and had two kids together. Okay, and then up at 19, I ended up having another child. Okay, but that's okay. I had my certificate and I could work. I could work. Okay, that marriage did not last, because that was my high school. That was my high school sweetheart. Okay, so that's how that went, and we all know we end up getting married and we end up getting divorced, but he still played a role in my kid's life through the whole process. Even though we both was in different relationships, it didn't matter. We he's Even though he wasn't in my household, he still played his role as a father to his children. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he played a role to his children. He was a very good father. Now, our relationship wise, no, it did not work. It just did not work. I'm here to tell you that it did not work. Okay, but he was a very good father. And then, you know the problem is you outgrow your partner sometimes, and then the children are affected by that. When you outgrow your partner, your children are affected by that. But just because that father is not in the household, you got uncles, you got aunts that help take his place to keep them in line. You understand what I'm saying? So now Scoop finally got in here, y'all, and I am so happy because I was panicking, so I had to pull a rabbit out the hat. And I don't know if Scoop can see it, but this flyer has been up. I'm see if I can raise it so he can see it. It say the real lovely. It's got Men's Day Wednesday on it, and it say the real lovely C with the co-host Scoop. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it down like that. Wait a minute, let me see if I can do it a different way. Okay, so if I pull it like that, you can kind of see the Men's Day Wednesday. It's a school bus on it, and it has the real lovely C. And let me see if I can do it like this. Let me see.
Hello?
So
Okay, I see you.
yeah, so that's
I can
you can
see you.
see it. Okay, so you can
I
see
can see
me.
you.
Okay, that's okay. Good. So now let's turn this show over to Scoop. So Scook, how you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty fair for a square. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. You've been had a lot of things you've been dealing with, and I haven't shared that with anybody. But I don't mind even telling y'all, Scook is my uncle. Scook is my uncle. He is my mother's brother, and my mother is deceased. Okay. Scook is my uncle, and he's been more like a father to me in my life. He helped raise me. Okay. He helped raise me. He not only helped raise me, he helped me with my kids, and I have 3 children. So, Scoop is my favorite uncle and has always been my favorite uncle. And yes, I was fussing because he couldn't get in here and couldn't understand why he couldn't just click that damn button. I couldn't understand why he couldn't click this button and get on because we'd have been through it. But I know it's been a while since he been on here since the very first time. So the first time, so we've been over this the male role in in the African American family. And I think I did this about a week or two ago because Scoop wasn't able to do it. So I pulled something off the internet to talk about it. That's what I did because the show must go on.
That's right.
And
That's
then
right.
I started panicking because this been going on. So like I school, we got to be careful with the words that was being said because I don't know what's going on, and I gotta write YouTube, send them an email because I don't know what's going on. It's something going on, and because I got a copyright claim, so I took down the last 3 of my videos, and then the video that I did yesterday, I got another one. So this make the fourth one. So I put in my disclaimer on this one, and I'm gonna send YouTube a letter because I don't feel like I've done anything wrong. The music that is played is of YouTube, the YouTube library, and it's my voice over it. So I just said I'm not gonna play that because I don't know what their copyright claim is. So in order for me to find out, because they said this video can't will not be monetized due to a copyright claim. Okay, so I deleted the last couple of videos. But this Melon app that I'm on, it plays my video and it has music in it right off the top. So I don't know what the claim is, and I hashtag everybody that I put in my video. Like I show clips, and so do a lot of other people, and it's under the fair use. So I don't feel like I've done anything wrong. So I just need to take the time to do that and get that out of the way. I also don't mind sharing that I'm using my Wi-Fi from my telephone because our Wi-Fi is down, but we have a family member that has the C, and the cable people cannot come in. So until they're cleared. So I'm out with my internet until that happens. And I can't go to the library and do it because you can't be talking in the library. So it's this my family member will be cleared up, will be clear of the C. We can't say the word. We call it cousin. Um the pandemic that we're going through. Um they're going through that. So she's just getting out of the hospital, and I'm wishing her well, but like we staying in certain different parts of the house. So I stay in um the lower part of the house, and they stay in the upper part of the house. I don't have it, but you know, but I still um I'm using my hotspot on my Wi-Fi, to bring the show. And people, I just want the people to know that I work hard to bring them a good show. And all you have to do when you're in is click on like the video when you come in, because I know I work hard to bring you the information. If you get the notification, all you have to do is click the like button. If you're driving by, please hit subscribe. That's all that I ask. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button so you can follow me. That way, and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, you can follow me on Facebook now. Hit the like button and hit the follow button. It really helps me a lot. Twitch, hit the follow button so you will know when I come up and you can be in the video. I also like for you to join the conversation, because when you join the conversation um, with the video, with the content, it makes the show goes very well, and it always make it go well with a co-host. So I am so glad the Skook is here. He is doing fine. Our grandmother, which is his mother, I haven't told anybody. My grandmother had cancer, and she was in remission, and it came back and they got it back out. So people don't know the stress that I've been going through for the last week, and my grandmother is will be 90 in January, and I've been so worried for her, and Skook is her caretaker. So Skook, I thank you so much for taking care of my grandma. And I know that I can't be there right now, but I love her so much. And I know all I can do right now is just pick up the phone and tell her that I love her, because her and my other aunt, they helped raise me. And with Skook is my rock. And Skook was just like a father to me. He's been like a father and my big brother as I grew up. So he's been my backbone. So Skook, we're gonna turn this show over to you. You want to talk about the male role in the African American home. So I basically started out talking about it and letting them know that African Americans and Hispanics are the most broken homes. And it's statistics. And I was talking on teenage pregnancy. So that was what I covered, and I'm glad that you were able to get in the show. So let's go on with this show and get this show going on the road. Everybody, we got Skook, and Skook is I will be here on Wednesdays, Wednesday when we talk on topic about men. Okay, we talk about topics on men. All right, so Skook, I'm gonna turn the show over to you, and thank you for joining me. I know I was fussing at you, but you made it here. You got here and you ain't give up, because I said I'd have sent him the link. I don't know why. I gotta put the phone on mute because the phone is ringing. I'm fussing, and I got another phone showing me that the link is up. And I'm like, what is so hard to hit the link? That's why I say go to another part of the room, because sometimes it's the reception that you use. And like me, when I use my hotspot, when the video first start out, it start off in like it's breaking up just a little bit, but it's doing okay. So Scoop, thank you for joining me. I hope that we can keep this consistent, and because you see I have a banner with your name on it, and it's just been sitting there for Wednesday, waiting on you to come in. So thank you, Scoop, and let's turn the show over to you.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all, what's happening? What's happening? You know, back with Big Scoop. Got dog and all. We'll give you some information to take with you. What I'm talking about tonight is the male role in the African American household. Like, man, where I came up, man, I came up virtually without a father. My father and my mother, they divorced when I was 5 years old. So I can talk about this pretty much from the heart, not something that I read in a book or something I saw on television, something that I lived through. And
Right.
so I'm gonna give you a few pearls of wisdom tonight. I hope that you can take them and do something with it. If it affect you, if it don't affect you, then do like a duck do, let it roll off your back. So anyway, here we go. Here we go. Um, in the African American family, not only the African American family, but in all families, the male is like the king of a country. Say England. Back in the medieval days, they had a king. The king was the ruler. The king had to say so. Nobody could overrule him. What he said was word. But on his right, he had a queen. And what was the queen role? Just to sit up there and look pretty for the camera? No. Queen role
Mm-mm.
was to produce an heir for the king. Because every king had to have an heir. So when he died, he had somebody to leave all his legacy to. And then he tried to get,
Okay.
huh?
I
Can you
said
hear me?
okay now.
Okay, okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. I thought you said you couldn't hear me. Okay. But so the main thing was to get an heir to keep the legacy going. So the queen was just as important as the male, if you want to look at it that way. But in the times that we live in today, the male, they're not really standing up to their part of the bargain. So many people have split families, single mothers,
Mm-hmm.
babies raising babies, grandmamas raising the babies, the older sister raising the babies. I mean, and it seems like it's just an ongoing cycle. The male should always be a provider and a protector. When you have a son and you bring your son up, the first thing you should teach him is how to be sufficient, how to take a problem and work it out. Because every time you have a problem, you don't run to get the pistol. Because that's what the young people today, every time they got a problem, they go get them guns. And that's why we got so many homicides. That's why we have so many drive-by killings. That's why the police kill the black male the way they do, like it's a hunting season and everybody got a license but us. But nevertheless, we have to come together, man, and pass down the knowledge that we have to the younger generation. So when they have their kids and their kids have kids, they'll have something to build on. They'll have a foundation. Because as of right now, the foundation in America is pretty weak. Not only the foundation in the family of American African American male, but the foundation of the whole country. We got Democrats arguing against Democrats so that they gonna see who gonna be that most power, and the Republicans they arguing and trying to take the power from the Democrats. And I mean, it's just a ball of confusion right now. We got diseases everywhere, and man, let me tell you something. The black man today, he need to get an education. Hear what I'm saying now? Hear me real clear. He needs to get an education. Because if you don't have an education nowadays, ain't but two things gonna happen to you. Well, some say three things. You either going to the penitentiary, or you're gonna be a hobo standing in front of somebody's store begging for change. Every time somebody walk by, or you going to the jailhouse and die. I mean, one of these three things gonna happen. So if you don't have an education, how can you provide for your family, for your wife, for your daughter, for your son? How can you look your son in the eye and your daughter in the eye at Christmas and they ain't got nothing up under the tree because you didn't have no money to buy it? I mean, we have kids, man. We have to nurture our kids to grow up so they can be responsible individuals so that they can do the same for their kids when they become grown ups and have their own children. I was thinking the other day, how many times, how many times have I seen on the TV where the homicide rate in whatever city that it may be is so high, but the African American is the one that's leading the bunch in the killings and being killed. I mean, it's like Dodge City out in these streets, man. It's like Dodge City. Everybody got a gun. No, they ain't got a gun. Everybody got two guns. And it's no arguments no more. And you ball your fists up and fight it out like you should be back in the day. Now it's who can grab a gun the fastest and pull the trigger. And if you have a son or a daughter and they see this, then they keep seeing this continuously. Sooner or later, it's gonna get embedded in their mind, and it's no win in that. You see mothers with their daughters, they out in the street hustling together, smoking crack together, and doing whatever they want to do. Man, a mother and a child, man, they're not on the same level. The mother's supposed to teach her daughter. Teach her how to be a lady when she grow up. Don't sit down in your chair with your legs wide open. I can tell you what color panties you got on. Learn how to sit down and be a lady and be respectable. They come out here with them dresses that's three sizes too small for them, and their belly hanging out over, god damn it, over top of their waist and their feet.
Some words you gotta, like the curse words you can't
Okay,
say. I'm gonna get a strike for it.
okay, all right. Thank you for sharing. The feet so crusty that it's a shame. And then he put all his hair in the head, purple, green, red, and gold, and it looked like a rainbow. Who in the world you never know grew up in the world was born with green hair? I mean, if you gonna have, I ain't got no beef. Don't get me wrong.
It's
I
the
ain't got
style
no.
now, school. It's the
Yeah, now
style
give me,
now.
hear me out. Hear me
It's the
out. Like I
it's
said,
the
I ain't got.
style.
Okay, hold on. Allow your ears to sing.
I ain't wearing. I do burgundy and purple my favorite color. And I
Listen,
seen a purple wig, but I wouldn't buy it. Okay,
listen,
but
listen,
that's the style now.
listen. Allow your
I'm
chance.
listening.
Allow your ears the same chance you allow your mouth.
All right.
This okay. This is no knock on the style. The knock that I'm saying is this: why are you gonna have green hair, purple hair, and whatever other color you can think of, and they got a hand all the way down to your back, all the way to your waist. I mean, if you're gonna do something, have some color in it that some people can look at and say, "Ooh, that look nice." I have never seen nobody with purple, green, and all them colors mixed up together that look nice. That's just me. That's just me. But I mean, it is what it is. But nevertheless, I'm gonna get back on. We talking about the men there. 'Cause I just jumped all the way over to the women there. Lord help me. I need his help, Lord. But can you see me? I can't see you. Hello?
Yeah, I can see you. I can
Okay,
see you.
okay. Yeah, the mayor today, they they think that a fast dollar will give them a reputation, maybe. They can be the talk of the town, they can be known, but sometimes it's good to be in the background, don't let nobody know you. Sometimes silence is golden. But everybody don't know that. And sometimes, man, you can be on the limelight on the front row and you get things that you won't bargain for. 'Cause He that is given much, much is required. Remember that, y'all. Remember that. That's a true
Say
saying.
it again. Say it again, Scoop.
He that get a lot, a lot is required from his hind parts. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. You know, and everybody I think that have a child, say when I'm gonna say 10 years old, a male. If you have a son and when he get around the 10-year old age, I think that's when you start to sit down with your son and start giving him like a heart to heart talk. You know how they say the birds and the bees talk? Okay, but the men is a different kind of talk for them than it is for the women when they talk to their daughters. A
That's what
man,
I was that's what I was saying before you came on. Even though you may, okay, growing up, you might not have your father in your house, but you might have, like me growing up, I didn't have my father in my life until I was 12, but you played the father figure for me growing up as a young child.
mm-hmm,
So go ahead. That's what I was saying, where you need a male figure to balance it out. Even though
right,
I had my aunt and my grandmother help raising me
right,
until I was a teenager, then my mom took back over. But my point that I'm saying, I did then. I didn't get my father in my life to what, 11 or 12, and before that I had you and my other uncle, well, he
mm-hmm,
my cousin, but I called him my uncle, but because y'all was raised together.
right.
And like our aunt is 101 years old,
God
and
bless.
she raised you, me, and then another generation. So I
And,
mean, she
and
raised
another generation after that.
exactly. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And she's always been there. Is
yeah,
my fault, because me working as a CNA, like I was saying, you know, when I was going through my divorce, I did not have that male figure for my kids. But because he was in another state, I did not keep him from his children, but on a regular basis, the kids were there with me, and I had to provide. So me working doubles, making $4.55. Do the math, and until I started making $6.25. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? It took a
yeah.
while, and every time I don't care if it was 50 cents. When I got a 50 cent raise, I'm going to the next job doing the same thing because I got more training, and I was
Right.
the training that I received, I wasn't doing it. So when I saw the opportunity there for me to get that opportunity, I applied for it. You understand? Because I went to school for the training. Now the training now that they have 2-3 weeks, they call them a CNA. It's no way in where I could be a LPN, tell you the truth, because that's the book basically that I studied out. You
Okay.
understand? I went to school for nursing for 6 months. Now they have it for 2 weeks, and they CNAs. There's no way. I mean, they don't have enough knowledge, and then they making more money than we're making now. Then you understand what I'm saying? So I had to work doubles. You know that,
I know you
to
did.
bring home a good to bring home the good check. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
And even though I was by myself, I still was a good mother. But as for the male, I had you in my corner to help me balance that male figure out for my children. And
right.
okay, so I'm gonna turn that over to you. I just want to give you props and a collaborator on what you were saying. Go
Yeah, but
ahead.
one thing I got to say, and I got to give you props when you went through all that, and as young as you were, you provided very well for your kids, baby. And I mean, you worked like a Hebrew slave. I remember I used to look at you sometimes. You looked like you was dead on your feet, but you didn't miss no days. You went to work, and and your kids, they weren't all dirty and hair all that. I mean, you provided very well for to be a young mother, and I congratulate you on that, baby. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me feel good to know that I played a tiny part in you being able to do that. So we're gonna forget that,
No,
and
you
we
didn't
don't
play. You
tell it.
didn't play no tiny part. You played a big part in my life, and like I said, I do appreciate that. And yes, I bust my tail, and I work doubles to make a double paycheck. You know, because
Yeah,
to keep the lifestyle. Because I had daycare, I had that by myself, and child
yeah,
support was only $120 a month for me. a
yeah,
hundred and twenty dollars a month, and I gotta pay for an apartment. You
yeah,
know, I was able to have two homes, a
yeah,
homeowner, homes.
yeah.
I've done it. I've left an abusive relationship, had packed up my shit, and excuse my French,
Stop
packed
cussing. Stop
up.
cussing.
Yeah, packed up my stuff and had y'all to move me to another apartment because I was
Right,
not gonna have that abuse around my children,
right,
because not just mental abuse, I went through physical domestic abuse,
right.
and it was kept silent until y'all found out about it. And
Yeah,
and y'all got me out where I had to go, and came and got my furniture and moved me somewhere else. So y'all
yeah,
took care of everything else, that needed to be done to keep me protected from
right.
domestic violence. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because my children had to witness that. You
right,
know,
right,
those were things that they had to see, and live with. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
And
So
they'll never forget it. They'll never forget it.
right. So that second marriage I thought was right, and it wasn't right. Jealousy is a bad thing, but I find out dealing with the male when they are doing something wrong, and they have the queen at home, and they know that queen is at home, and they know they got a good woman at home, and then they step out. You know what I'm saying? So a way to get out the house is to start an argument. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? It's a
yeah,
pattern. When you start going out the house at 8 o'clock every night and saying you this place and you that place, you ain't that place. I found in my car. I don't mind you driving my car. We got two cars, but when it become a problem when I find in my car, I go in my car and find a pack. Okay, columns normally become three in a pack, and one is missing, and I
yeah,
dance. I mean, I'm not using it,
yeah.
so there's an argument, and there was
Right.
abuse there. So domestic violence was a major issue in that second marriage for me. So I
Hmm.
had to get out. And like y'all know, I kept it quiet for as long until y'all saw me and saw it for yourself.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Today I can speak to that person, and I do have my third child by him. But
Hmm.
I mean, it is what it is, and it's stuff that people don't know, and it's something that I don't share. But I mean, I'm on here and we're talking about relationships, and relationships go through domestic and mental violence.
Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So that is in the African American household, in that male household. And like I'm saying, a key sign is when a male start going out at a certain different um he normally home on a regular basis. But me, I worked all the time. I
Right.
mean, when I say I worked all the time, I would have a 12-hour shift job, and then I have a 8-hour shift job, but I was getting like 3 or maybe 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So I really worked my tail off. You
Right.
you understand what I'm saying? So I worked hard. And
right.
I also, like I said, I went through domestic violence. And when a person pattern changes and they will start, a male will start accusing you of things because he's the one that's doing it.
Yeah, trying to
You
flip the script.
understand? Flip the
Yeah,
script, and you
yeah,
don't know what the world is going on. And
right.
like, it took me to find those condoms in my tire because I put the bag of eggs in the
In the
in the
trunk.
in the trunk, but
Yeah,
the spare tire was in the trunk. And I put, you know how you put your eggs right there so they don't get crushed, that in the bread.
right,
And inside there was some condoms. Well, I didn't put no condoms in there. So,
right,
you know, a conversation had to take place.
right,
You
right,
understand what I'm saying? You was the last one to use my car. And I don't
right.
know how long they had been in there. But you was dropping me off when your car was messed up.
Yeah,
Okay, so now there's a problem. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And, so, the keep me from going through what I was going through and working, my kids didn't need to see that. And of course, no, he wasn't there with my kids. Even though I worked my tail off, those wasn't his kids. I didn't have any kids by him at that time. You know, I end up I had my oldest two kids was by my high school sweetheart, you know. And of course you grow and you outgrow a person. You understand what I'm saying? And that had to go. That cheating stuff, I can't deal with that. But when you've been in a relationship for so long with someone, they're bound to step out on you. But when it happens over and over and over again, when do you say enough is enough?
yeah,
I gotta be okay in my head too. You know
right,
what I'm saying? I
right.
gotta be able to function at work without crying.
And then again, also on that note, when you said that you had outgrew that fella, you understand, you know what I'm talking about. And you
Hmm.
know, sometimes you outgrow your mate, but I really can understand how that happened because you got to look at your background. Look who you came up under, who you came around. You saw us the way we did. Me tall, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying, whatever. So a whole lot of things you was hip to that he had never even witnessed, had no idea that you knew about. So you couldn't,
Exactly.
yeah, so you couldn't get, he
Exactly.
couldn't give you what you needed far as intellectually wise because he didn't know. If you don't know, you don't know. Simple as that.
Right.
So I understood how that you said that you outgrew him. You know what I'm saying? Because both of y'all was young at the time, but you was like 5 years older in your head and your mind than he was because of the
Exactly.
things you had
That
witnessed. You know
I
what I'm
I
saying?
that I grew up around. You
Right.
know,
Exactly.
I might
Exactly.
I might I might have been 10 years old, but I was 14 years old in my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
You
And then,
know, so
and then
when I got pregnant at 16, I had my first child at 17. I was
mhm.
already 21.
Yeah.
You know what
No
I'm
doubt.
saying, in my
Yeah.
in my mind. But
Yeah.
the mother instinct was there, and I wasn't going down for nothing.
Right.
I went through stuff with him through my pregnancy, over with both pregnancy, over and over and over again. And I tried to keep my family together,
Right.
because of the kids. You know what I'm saying? But it comes up to be a time that, hey, enough is enough. And you
Right.
gotta know when it's enough is enough. But it's not all that is one reason why families break up, is because infidelity in the relationship, and then your children suffers from it
Yeah. Yeah.
at the end. You might have a male role to help you, like the uncles and aunts and things like that. But and you grant him visitation, depending on what the situation is. You know what I'm saying? But it always works out better if they're there in the household to raise their children, to spend more time with them,
Right.
other than just holidays and the summertime, because
Right.
that's how it went with mine. So, and with the last child, every other weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it is what it is. You
Yeah.
know
And
what I'm
then
saying? But my kids are grown and they all are successful. So, they all been through stuff and they just seen me as their mother go
yeah.
through it all. So
Right. Right.
I I
Exactly.
you know, they seen me go through hurt.
Yeah.
They seen me, and then it just it snapping back from it is the part that gets me, is trying to snap back to reality, because it took me a long time to snap back to
Right.
being me, because
Right.
I outgrew them, you
Right.
know, the relationship. I outgrew the BS. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was tired of the BS. Okay, it's so I done got married. Okay, so what? It's over with. I'm tired of it. It ain't working no more. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
with the I've been with this person I've been with now 15 years. Going
Right.
this year. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. But I ain't going through the stuff that I went through then with
Right.
that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We go through our everyday, um, we go through stuff, but we're more like friends than he's my best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But what relationship that people don't go through stuff? You show me a
Every
relationship
relationship,
that
every
don't.
relationship,
You know what I'm saying?
every relationship, yeah.
Yeah. You show
But
me a
can you
relationship
kick back?
where they
Can you
don't
kick
go through
back
nothing.
from bored?
Yeah, you show me a relationship where they ain't going through nothing. Everything is hunky dory every day, all day, and I show you two miserable people, and that's the gospel truth, Ruth. And you can bet your parole on that. But
Mm-mm.
the family, the male, like you was saying about the mental aspect of it, that it ain't always the physical. Sometimes the mental could be worse than the physical. The mental could,
Exactly.
yeah, the mental could put you in a space jack that you could have no return from. It'd be with you
Exactly.
for the rest of your life, no matter what you do or what the doctor give you to take or whatever you do. It always will be there, and the more you try to shake it, sometimes it seems like it's the heaviest thing in the world. Like you got the weight of the world
And
on
then
your
tell
entire
you the
shoulder.
truth, even going through a psychiatrist, it's like a paper trail, because all you doing is talking about the same thing over and over,
Right,
and it's still there, because
right.
now you have PTSD behind it. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And ain't
Mm-hmm.
no doctor and ain't no medication gonna cure that PSTD.
Right.
Now, that with that PSTD, it come anxiety.
Right.
Okay, you you may be on medication for anxiety. You understand that cope helps you cope with the PSTD, because you end up having the PSTD is when you end up having flashbacks of certain things that you'd have been through in your life, and
Yeah, like
God
the
knows in
soldiers.
heaven.
Yeah, like them soldiers used to do when they went to Vietnam. When they came back home, had them flashbacks, and they mess around so bad is they put the pistol in them off and pull the trigger. Because they don't have nobody to that they can get
I
down
think
with
they
it.
call it shell shock or something like that.
Yeah,
The
that's
shell,
that's what they used to call it years ago before they came with all these sophisticated names. But that's exactly what they was talking about. Shell shock. Exactly. You're
yeah,
exactly right. See.
yeah,
You know.
shell shock. Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
So, I don't mind, sharing things with my audience. You know what I'm saying? I have a little following basis, and little by little I share the stuff that I went through. I also shared a story with them about me, okay, when I got burned when I was 5 years old.
Hmm.
Um and what happened was my mother, my mother had a baby by my brother's father, and his sister was to babysit us that day, and she was older,
Yeah.
she
I
was
know the
older,
story. I know the
yeah,
story. Yeah.
and set me. because I spit them pancakes out. She was mad at my mom getting on her the night before about her hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
Her bras being dirty. When you take off your bra and it's dirty,
Got
you
ring
know,
around it. Got ring around the titty.
it's exactly. And my mom got on her about that, but I paid the price for it the next day because
Right.
my mom went to work, and actually it was my mom weekend for me because I was staying with grandma,
Right.
and I was living with grandma, and this is what my time with mom, but mom had to go to work that morning, and she was on the telephone with somebody. Now she had a set of twins, and she burnt my pancakes. So I went in the bathroom and I spit the pancakes out and threw them in in the it I flushed them down the toilet. So she got off the phone and wanted to know what I do with them pancakes, because it was like a minute and they was gone. She had just gave them to me and I flushed them down the toilet. They were
Yeah.
burnt. She filled the tub up with hot boiling water, and this was the projects in Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
and kept pushing my head, and I'm trying to on the side of the tub, pushing me back and forward down in that tub,
Yeah.
back and forward down in that tub. And I suffered third-degree burns from that.
Yeah. I know.
Now, I have, and she never did one day a time. She came to see me in the hospital, and I can remember this at the age of 5.
Yeah.
Remember her coming to the hospital saying, "Don't tell them I did this to you." No, you did do it. You
Yeah.
did this to me. And
Yeah.
if I I don't know this woman first name, her last name, or nothing. All I know, her name is Pixie. And the movie Antoine Fisher,
Mm-hmm.
um, the woman that played that bothered him when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
ever
When he
saw
was.
the movie,
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
that movie, she looks just like that.
Okay.
And yeah, she looked just like that. So that movie is a hard movie for me to watch, because
Okay.
the same projects when he went to go see his mother at the end is
Yeah.
the same projects, and that was in Cleveland also.
Right. Right.
The same setup. It's the same setup. And my mind just went like, uh,
Yeah. Relate
you
right back to.
understand? It took me right back to it.
Yeah.
And just flashbacks, built like it from the front. I could tell you how the front room had and look. And when he came through the back door, now that was the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you got to go to the front. Then right by the kitchen is the bathroom. Then there's a bedroom, and then there's the front room. Okay, and being that they came through the back door, it took me all the way back. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's PTSD.
Okay. Yeah.
That's PTSD.
Yeah.
And every day I go to put my clothes on,
And
those marks,
you see the
those
reminder.
marks,
Yeah. You see the
those
reminder.
marks is there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're still there. No, it's not on my face.
Yeah.
No, it's not on my arms, but
Right.
it's on my legs. I do not
Right.
wear shorts. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
I know. I
It's
know. I know.
I have a problem with that. And that's where my PTSD come from.
Mm.
And the domestic violence that I've been through. Those are
Right.
things that I went through that hurt me. So the part where the male part that plays in there, my brother, who I love dearly, he don't even know her and don't even claim her as a sister because he never knew her. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? And
Okay.
it hurts me to this day because I just want to know one of her family members. I just
right.
want to see her one time and just ask her why.
And you know what? It ain't nobody that we can find out to ask, who, where we can find a family member because Sonny is dead. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Ne-
exactly.
Nina
He's
not
dead.
here. You know what I'm saying? Who can we ask that would know? You know what I'm saying? It's like a needle in a haystack trying to find it. You know, and
And I'm sure she's in her. If I was 5, so she got to be like around your age. You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
okay,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? She
yeah.
got
If
to
you
be like around your age because she had. If I was 5, she was a teenager, maybe like 18,
okay,
16, 17. You know what I'm saying? So she may be a little bit younger than you. She might be like 62, somewhere up
okay,
in there, 62, 63. But I
yeah.
would love to ask this woman, and then that would be a talk show for you.
Oh man,
Why,
what you talking about? I wouldn't miss. I'll bring my popcorn.
man, Scoop, that would be a conversation that I would just look this woman in her face and ask her why. Why did you do this to me?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because I learned how to hide them. You know,
mhm,
mama taught me how to hide them, and
yeah,
we didn't allow me to hide them. You
yeah.
understand? I
You remember?
learned how to
You
swim.
remember?
I
You
had
remember?
to,
You remember when B used to tell you to put lotion on that grease on them all the time?
and it's going to take them away.
You
Cocoa
remember?
butter.
You remember that? You remember that?
I talk about it all the time.
Yeah. I
I
remember
tell
that.
them that.
I remember that
And
just
it,
good.
and it ain't never went nowhere. So she was wasting her time.
Yeah.
Had me putting cocoa butter, Palmer's cocoa butter on my legs, saying it's gonna take it away, it's gonna lighten it up. They
Yeah.
two-tone, they kilos, they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Well, she. You got
But
to
that
listen.
was the psychomental thing for me to help me try to get
Right.
over it as a
Right. She
child.
was trying. She
You
was
you
trying
know
to.
what I'm saying?
That's right. She was trying to help you along because give you some hope that it wouldn't always be that way because you was that young. You know what I'm saying? She just trying to steal some hope in it. I understood what she was doing, but the degree of burn that it was, that was damn near impossible. You had to have like 100 skin grafts, honey. You know?
I had plenty skin grafts. That's why
Yeah.
they the way that they are. And mama taught me how to the rest of soul in peace. Like I would put on like 3 pair of stockings to
Okay.
um to hide them so
Right.
nobody could see it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then
Right.
put on whatever shade of stockings. Like I would put on the brown stockings, the regular brown stockings. Then I would wear a pair of sheer stockings, and I
Okay.
did that during my adult life, and don't nobody know that I got it. That they're
Right.
there. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So like me working when I became, could wear dress clothes, on the unit clerk and stuff like that. I dressed my tail off, wear skirts and everything, but I knew how to hide it because I was the
Right.
drum major in school. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And Mama made the uniform,
Okay.
and I was scared, because of the burns, and
Right.
she taught me how. No, you wear these 3 pair of stockings and then you wear your sheer stockings with them.
Right.
And that's what I did. And that's what I did out of life. And nobody ever knew that I had got burned.
Right.
And it takes a lot for me coming here. I'm on YouTube telling my goddamn excuse
Yeah,
not.
but that's good. But that's good though. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
telling
It-
I'm telling my story. You know what I'm
it-
saying?
it's-
So that's a part of my story time. You
hey, but you
know,
know what? It's good because that's therapy for you, baby. You understand what I'm saying? You letting go a lot of stuff that you had in your gut for years and years that you ain't told nobody, and here you giving it away just as freely because you feeling better. Because you gonna feel so much better the more you do it. The more you do it, the better you gonna feel, baby. Because you done had that burden with you all your life. And I'm so proud of you, honey, that you standing up and doing what you doing. And God bless you, and it's gonna get better as the days go by, Shane. I love you, man. and it's gonna be okay. Trust and believe me, you know. And I'm so proud that you stood up tonight and gave up the information that you gave up on your own. Ain't nobody put no gun in your head and made you say the things you said. You said the one thing and then it led into something else, and then you went to something else, and look where we ended up at. Look where we end up at.
Yeah,
It's all good,
yeah.
man. It's all good, you know.
My channel, when I started my channel, it was more of a reality. And you told me, Shan, you need to break out of the reality, that reality TV stuff. So I still do a little reality because that's what I do, but I give I like I do hot topics now, pop culture and news flash. So I like to give something that's going on with the news, something going on with our pop culture, and something that's hot topics in the on my channel. I have 47 subscribers, but I need for my subscribers to see the videos. You know what I'm saying? I do
Hmm.
see where people are watching, you know, and they look at the replay or they sit back in the bushes and they watch and stuff like that. But until you actually go and listen to the whole video, they don't really know the treat that I have for them. Even you're subscribed to me, but you don't watch every single video that
Hmm.
I get. You know what I'm saying? I've got one for the last 2 days now. I done got a copy claim, and I don't know what it's about. So I deleted 3 videos, but I got one from yesterday. So I don't know if it has something to do with music or what. So I pay a nice penny for my intro. So I might have to change my intro or something like that, and that would be a shame. I need to find out what the copyright is about.
Yeah, you
Because see, normally now the way that it's set up as a studio. Okay, the Melon app is set up as a studio. So at first, I normally would come in and do my say what I'm going to talk about, and then I bring in my intro. But now the way they have it set up, as soon as you go live, your intro come in automatically. You don't have to click it. You understand
right.
what I'm saying?
Uh,
So, but it's a YouTube. It's in the loop. My video, with my faces and stuff, is a YouTube in the YouTube library. So it's something that they said if I wanted to be monetized, it would not be monetized, and I have to It's so for the last, I didn't see 1, 2, 3. And I woke up this today and I had another one, and so I'm just gonna start putting, like, in my about section. I have fair use. I can use another person video. That everybody do it. There's a it's part of the news. So if I'm researching and I bring something and I share my screen, which I'm about to do in a few minutes, about Dr. Dre, and I share my screen. So that's what we're gonna do in a few minutes. But after we finish what you want to talk about, we'll do that, because I want to see what this copyright thing is about. And I'm almost I think it may have something to do with I don't know what it has something to do about, and I'm just gonna have to find out. So I'm gonna just run my show the way I've been running it, and but it hadn't started until, and I'm thinking it might have something to do with music,
yeah.
my intro music,
But look,
because
until
it's
you find out for sure, ain't need to seeking and assuming until you know for sure. Then when you find out for sure, then you can go and correct it. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't
right,
know right now.
right.
You don't know.
Right.
Only thing you can
It's
do,
not they didn't strike me. They
yeah,
just said a copyright claim.
yeah,
So I was gonna delete I did delete the videos so that I wouldn't have to deal with it. I'm nowhere near ready to be monetized yet, but I'm getting close. You gotta have 4,000 hours, and you gotta have 1,200 subscribers. So like I said, everything is a learning process. So, like there's certain words you can't say. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things you just cannot say, and you have to use another name for it. It's like you're talking in circles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then
But
they
that's
have
their
a
rule.
thing of, right. So then they have a thing about music. So you don't get a copyright on music. But my music is through the YouTube library. So then I would have to
Okay.
figure out where the where the song came from, where I got my video done, because they used a song that was in the YouTube library. Now the song I was playing on my phone, it came from the YouTube library, so you wouldn't get a copyright. I had been using that, and I found I deleted that one by mistake, and I played another one. So I said today I'm just not gonna play it at all. I'm gonna see if that got something to do with it. So
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Tomorrow, like I said, we got a family member here with the cousin. So they just getting out the hospital. So we can't get the cable people to come out until the 27th. So that'll give them time enough to finish quarantining. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So, I'm stuck in one place. You know what I'm saying? I'm downstairs and I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. I
Cause
feel you.
I'm at the age that I can't get sick like that, and I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Right.
Like I'd have had a cold, and um I had an ear infection, and I've been on antibiotics. I finished the antibiotics, but I still keep getting the sniffles like I'm getting sick. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I've had both of my shots. I've
Okay.
had the first shot, the second shot, and then I'll get the third one as the booster also. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You had your
So
flu shot? You had your flu shot? You had your
no,
flu
I
shot?
get not yet. I get that when I go to doctor. I have an appointment for the first week of November.
Yeah,
So
I go next week.
yeah, so I get all that when I go back to the doctor. You got to be clear. Um, Even when you've been exposed, you got to stay still. You can't just go to the doctor if you've been exposed. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Not
Right.
to the office. You got to stay. I'm in quarantine.
Yeah.
So I have to stay in one place because I'm in quarantine. Regardless, even though I don't have it, I still have
Right.
to
I
stay
know.
in court. I still have to be in quarantine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
even if you have the shots, you still can get it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
The
it
effects just
it
don't be as bad, but you still can get it. But if you don't have it, then that's when you end up on the respirator in the hospital and maybe die. But if you got your shots 9 times out of 10, you'll get sick, but it won't be as bad when they gotta hospitalize you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the
right.
advantage of having the shot and not having it. I'm gonna take it every time they come up with something because I don't want to catch it. Because when I took Mama to the hospital, man, when it was passing them class, man, I saw a girl coming in. She couldn't have been about 23, 24, and it hurt me to my heart. I felt so sad for this girl. She had that COVID, man. And man,
Ah,
if you could have saw,
cousin.
yeah. And the cousin, I had the cousin. Yeah, God bless me. I'm old. I get
I might get strike. I
yeah,
might.
you know what I'm saying. Yeah, but anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I felt so bad for her, and
Mm-hmm.
I prayed for her, you know what I'm saying? So I recommend anybody to get that shot that haven't had it because it's a crazy thing and people arguing about they don't want their children to take it to go to school, this, that, and the other, because they taking away their rights, this, that, and the other. But if you're dead because you didn't take it, then what kind of right you got then? You ain't got no right.
And then they also I was gonna talk about this tonight, but I'm kind of like been picking really, because it's about Men's Day. They got this basketball player who don't want to get it. You
Kyrie Irving.
know,
Kyrie
I
Irving.
don't say
Yeah,
no name
Kyrie.
because I don't say no name because
Allegedly, allegedly. And hey,
allegedly,
look,
but yeah,
yeah,
we not gonna say no names because I didn't put them in the I didn't put them in my description, so we're not gonna say no
yeah,
names. I'm just saying
yeah.
there is a player that refused to get it, and I think it's sad, and I think it's selfish. You know what I'm saying? I really think that it's selfish because you know y'all can make it there, and this can happen. You're not just thinking about you. You're being selfish. You're not just thinking about yourself. I know a lot of people don't want to take it because they don't know what's in it. You
I
know what I'm
understand that.
saying?
I understand
and
that,
and then
but what?
they came up with it too soon, and then people are still flying. See, we have to talk in circles, school. You
Yeah,
understand
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah, I
Because see,
feel.
the video, the like the stream goes through a some type of monitor, and if they catch
Mhm.
a certain word said a certain
Yeah,
way, then
yeah.
they gonna come at me
Yeah,
at
right,
a certain way. And I think this
right.
was a good video. It started off kind of rough, but I think it turned out to be a good video. But
Yeah, I did too.
yeah, and I really wish you can come on at least 3 times out the week. Give me that, and just as a co-host, just be my co-host on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, if you don't mind, because I'm having a hard time um keeping a co-host because you I get the kids to fill in for me, sometimes to talk about stuff, but it's hard when I gotta do it my own. I'd have had the kids to fill in for me with their spouse or whatever like that, just to make the show go. You know, um, it don't take up too much time. All you gotta do is tell me what time. We can pre-record it, and I can set it up that way. We can pre-record it. It don't have to be live. We can pre-record it, and I can just put it out on the date that you want to. We want to put it out. So say for instance, we want to do Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, because Tuesdays and Fridays supposed to be happy hour, and of course, I'm gonna come with a Coca-Cola or something. You can come what you want, like Mimosa Day or something like that. It's just a
Mhm.
drink. It's a happy hour, like after 5. It's I have the pictures up for them. That stuff take time making them templates. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
So I go on Canva and I get those made up for the show. You know.
Mhm.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Yeah. Could you hear me talking just now?
No, you had it on mute.
Yeah, I put it
Yeah.
on mute. But like
Hey, look.
like say for instance, like you don't want to show your face, whatever, and like you need to take a little cigarette break. Right
Mhm.
down there, it say share. If you hit that, like I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna show you something. Wait a minute, hold on. No, it says stop video. So if you hit stop video, my picture comes up. You see that?
It's a blank, yeah, little teeny.
It's black, and you see me
Yeah,
talking with little circles on it. So
yeah.
say you wanted to take a little cigarette break, you hit the stop video, and then I bring it back in. You see what I'm saying?
Uh,
So what it'll
okay.
do is just bring your initials up. If you don't have a picture on YouTube,
Uh,
it'll just bring your initial up. You know what I'm saying? But
okay.
anyway, I just want to give a good show. You know what I'm saying? I want to grow with this because I do want to be monetized. And like I'm on Twitch and I'm on Facebook. Once I get like on Twitch, all I need is 50 followers and I can start making money. It's like I messed up. I hit something because they really don't go into details on how you do something. 1 minute to say I have 4 followers, then I don't have no followers, and then I got 1 follower. So, but people are viewing the videos. You know what I'm saying? I get just as many. Sometimes I get more views over there than I get over here. But I just look at it like this. I'm on Facebook, I'm on this Twitch, and I'm on YouTube. YouTube gonna take me forever, you know. Twitch, all I need is 50, and like I'm at 47 now, you know
Mm,
what I'm saying? But just because if you subscribe to a person, they doing something, because like I be subscribed to a lot of people, but if I don't watch them all the time.
right.
So if you don't watch them you all the time on a regular basis, it cuts out your the notifications. You don't get the notifications like you
Okay.
should.
Right. Hey, look, it's 5 minutes to 11. I supposed to woke mama up at 10:30, make sure she take her medicine and shit and stuff.
Hmm.
I'm gonna call you tomorrow. We'll talk about them few more extra days during the week, and we'll discuss that tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, so thank you for joining me, everybody. This was Scoop, and I'm gonna finish with the next video. It's by Dr. They said Dr. Dre was served divorce. Dr. Dre served divorce order papers at a cemetery burial.
Ain't that something?
So
Yeah,
it's tough on everybody. At a
yeah,
cemetery, that's a grieving time.
yeah, yeah. Hey, look,
You
I got
know,
to go. I got to go. Look, for family. It was a pleasure, and it was all mine. I hope you got something out of it because I did. So until next week, this big scoop saying signing out. Take it home with you. Be God bless. And next time I see you, I hope it be better than it was the last time. Good night. All right, baby girl.
good night. All right, talk to you later. Thank you,
Okay.
Scoop.
All right, baby.
Bye bye. So yes, it turned out, y'all. It turned out pretty good. Scoop finally made it through there and got to the video. So they say Dr. Dre was served the divorce papers, y'all, at the cemetery. Mm, mm, mm. You know, my thing with that is, I'm not even gonna get into the story on it. I only gave the title that he was served divorce papers at the cemetery. At the cemetery, that's a grieving time. That's a time of grieving. And I just think that was just so cruel. I mean, they could have waited until after the funeral, but at the cemetery, if I had more people in the chat, I probably would go ahead on it, read this story. But why not? It don't even matter. I'm gonna go ahead on and read it. Let me see. So let me see. Let me see if I can share my screen. I don't know why I always got to do this twice, but okay, it's coming. Okay, so there it is. It say Dr. Dre and his estranged wife Nicole Young um are already embroiled in arguably the monogamous celebrity divorce of the modern era. But what just happened, it was just shocking to read that for their outrageous standards, that he got served divorce papers at a cemetery. I mean, really? So Rolling Out.com reported the super producer was several legal papers by a server at a burial site where Dr. Dre was saying his final goodbye to the woman who helped raise him, his grandmother, according to page 6. Okay, so the Chronic in the Doggy Style album Mastermind was reportedly standing by his grandmother's casket when the server walked up to him and tried to hand him an envelope from the young encase in the package. Is the judge orders for Dre to complete the financial payments to Young that the judge ordered him regarding his lawyer fees. But not surprisingly, the famous Dre record an ambush method and refused to take the package. Dre's camp claimed the server then dropped the package near the gravesite and left. But Young Camp continued countered with the claim that the server left the envelope in the parking lot of the cemetery. Wow. I mean, so there seemed to be some confusion on whether Dre reconciled his debt and how much he owes. So page 6 reports that Dr. Dre has paid 3,200 $3,025.433. So Dre believes he has been satisfied the judge order, but Young begs differ. The mother of his 2 children said he has to pay $1,550,000 and thereby owes $1,224.56 and 567 more dollars. I think it's sad. I think it's sad. I think it's sad. So with that, y'all, I think it's sad. I really do. So y'all, we've been on here for 2 hours and 25 minutes, but 2 hours and 5 minutes. Y'all, it's been a good show. It really has. It started out rocky, and y'all, I thank y'all for viewing me and listening to me. A lot of stuff came out that y'all didn't know, and that was hard for me to share. It was hard for me to share, but it is what it is. And with life things are going on. So I don't really know why I got um this copyright claim. I need to really look into it because I have it's fair use. It's fair use, and it's just like the news reading it, and with whatever I give credit to whoever this I followed the story by. I don't know what the reason why I deleted 3 videos, and it's been my last. It's like the fourth one. It said copyright claim. So I don't know if it's the music, the little song that I was playing on the phone with my voice. I don't know if that has something to do with it. I really don't know. And it said it would keep me from getting monetized. Well, that particular video will keep me from getting monetized. So I deleted the video. So this video basically it didn't have anything in it, and I talked about this. So I'm just gonna like I said, I'm just gonna check into it to see. I'm gonna make some calls tomorrow and see what's going on, because like the studio that I'm using, um the way they have it now, like normally we have to play our intro, hit play or something like that, but now it it's set where it just play automatically. But yeah, y'all, my heart goes out to any single parent that's out there, especially a teenager. And I'm here to tell you, if you're a teenager and you just happen to get pregnant, go ahead on, honey, and finish school and take up a trade so that you can take care of your child, and maybe later on you can do an online class and finish get you a degree or something like that, because it can be done. It can be done. And if you have family that helps you, give that family the thanks, because it's family that help you get through the situation that you're going through. If you're a teenager, this, like, my video is not made for children. It's not. But you know if you may be 18 or whatever, and you may be struggling, and you may not have the father helping you, or you may not have a father figure in your life, honey, do the best that you can do and get your support system, and keep your head up high, and you can make it. You just have to be determined. Okay, you have to be determined. And if you be determined, you can do anything that you want to do. Sometimes you're going to go through the roads, and you're going to go through bumps, and you might get even rolled over. But you'll make it through it eventually. Just don't forget where you come from. Thank the ones that help you get to where you get. Make sure that child gets the best education. and you give them time. If you're in an abusive relationship, please get help. They have a hotline where you can get help. Okay? If you're in an abusive relationship, a domestic relationship, please call the hotline. Um, and so that you can get help and get shelter so you don't have to go through the abuse. Because you going through the abuse, your children see that and it affects them also. Okay? Y'all, it's been good talking to y'all, and I thank you for joining me. I'm sure a lot of you will see the replay. I thank you. The show started off a little rocky, but it turned out to be pretty good. I've never been on here for 2 hours, so this was a very good show. Um, I'll see tomorrow what they say about this copy claim. I need to really get into it and find out about it because like I'm new to the YouTube thing, but I have the fair use and I am can use it for entertainment and news purposes. So I need to find out what the copyright is and what it's about and how to go about filing a claim. So, but I'm doing the best that I can. I ask y'all to please join me and help me out with the channel by joining. Okay. I always say joining the conversation always make a good show. With that, y'all, as I always say, I love you. If no one else told you today that you haven't been loved, I, the real lovely C, do love you, and I love each one of you. Okay. And I thank you for your support. Whether you just watch 5 minutes of the show, take time out to watch the video, put the phone down and just listen. I'm sure you'll get a treat. Okay. Because I did change my show up completely. And sometimes I wonder if I would have just stayed on the Housewives, maybe things, I wouldn't be going through stuff. But because I changed my whole lineup, um, it seemed to be that I'm going through things right now. As you can see, I have you heard what's going on with the Wi-Fi and the reason why. So if the video started off a little rough, it's because I'm using a hotspot on my phone because the cable people cannot get in due to the situation that's going on here in everyone has to be quarantined. So, y'all pray for me as I pray for you all. And like I always say, each one teach one. And I love you. And y'all have a very good day. Thank you for joining me. And I catch you on the next show. Good night.